Yeah, we had a little inside track on Malachi. So my high school teammate was his assistant coach at Ohio State. So we had pretty good information on that one, a little insider trading. But we didn't think he'd get to 20, but he's a guy with a lot of upside. He came on strong in Big Ten play. We think he's a three-level scorer. He's very efficient, very smart, knows his game and doesn't try to do things that he's incapable of. And again, he's smart, tough, competitive, and coachable. And those are all things that we were looking to identify in this draft.
How surprising.
All right, let's talk about Malaki Braunham, the 20th pick from the Spurs. Shooting guard, 6'5", out of Ohio State. Now, this kid, the first thing you got to know is he's an ultimate bucket. He's averaging 13 points on the season. But if you look at the second half, I think the latter 10 games or so, that's where he really turned it up and was like 15 or 17 points per game. As a 19-year-old freshman at the time, he was 18 because he just turned 19. So all of our players that we drafted this year pretty much were 18 while they were playing collegiate basketball, and he was doing some pretty impressive things. Now, he's a extremely efficient pick and roll scorer, efficient with his dribbles, and that's something that I'm not here to throw shade at Lonnie Walker, but if you go back to the "Is It Now or Never" episode on Lonnie, something that I talked about was, hey, put it on the floor just one, two, maybe three times and score. And something that Malachi does very well is that he scores the basketball at every opportunity that he can. That's why he's able to score in bunches, is because he's not trying to be fancy with it or do anything spectacular. He's just gonna hit you with that unbelievable touch that he does have. He's like DeRozan if you will. The way he works those pick and rolls, the way he can get to the mid-range spots and operate from there, put it in the hole from shooting at the mid-range or just kind of attacking from there and getting to the rim. He's an aggressive shot seeker. That's what I'm talking about. He has that scorer mentality that if he has an inch of daylight, he's not going to waste time and put the ball on the floor and do something, silly and turn it over. He's going to look to shoot the basketball. He has a great catch and shoot 3-point stroke, and he's fundamental with his dribble like we've been talking about, and he also has athletic upside. All three of these guys that we drafted have athletic upside, and Malachi at the shooting guard spot doesn't have that super long wingspan like Blake Wesley does, but definitely has this IQ and touch to go with that IQ with the ball in his hands, which makes him an unbelievable prospect. And something that the Spurs have talked about is that they thought he was going to be gone at 20. And I'm going to talk about my Spurs drafts that I did pre-draft, but he was definitely a guy that I thought was going to be gone, maybe like around 15, 17. But the fact that he was able to slip to 20 was definitely a best case scenario situation for the Spurs. And Malachi is a steal at 20. Let me know what you guys think of Malaki Braunham and let me know in the comment section down below and what you think Malachi's role will be for the Spurs this season. If you're asking, does he spend time in Austin? I would say yes, and I say it would be a good thing. Now, can he also help this team win games? It all depends on what we do in free agency and how many players we bring back. If we're bringing back Romeo Langford, Lonnie Walker, Josh Richardson, and we're keeping those guys on the roster, well, then definitely expect to see Malachi in Austin for a majority of the season, and maybe even Blake Wesley as well. But if we do make the move to clear out some space, you can definitely look to see Malachi and Blake Wesley having bigger roles earlier on in their career, kind of like Devin and Josh did this past 2 seasons, except hopefully, there's a little bit of buffer time for them to compete for minutes, because you never want to give them anything right off the bat. But if you let them compete for it and Malachi and Blake can prove that, hey, we're right here with everyone else on the squad, then let them play. But there's definitely some good development to be had in Austin at the guard position for these 2 players that we drafted late in the first round. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of the Spurs pick down below. Catch you on the next episode. Por vida.